Yet a new evaluation could cause another delay in the trial of the Boulder King Soopers shooter, the latest on the timeline to try to get the case in front of a jury.
1 week until the kickoff to the 2024 presidential race. Frontrunners are crisscrossing Iowa with their last pitches before the caucuses. The first measurable snow in the metro area this year melted quickly. Wind is now causing tough winter driving conditions along I-70, and even colder temps are coming our way.
Well, it's all over for the Broncos. Many teams are focusing on the playoffs. The Broncos are one of the teams turning their attention now to the draft and the offseason. Our Broncos insider will tell us what the team is going to be looking for. 4 o'clock at 9 News starts now. It's Monday at 4 o'clock. A beautiful look at a golden hour. That's because it's this hour, and that's golden. You can see some of the fresh snow that did fall overnight. There are different depths in different areas. Many areas in the metro area saw about an inch this morning. It was cold. The sun did pop out, warming things up just a bit, though.
Yeah, I was so glad to see the sun. The snow and the cold caused some problems for those trying to take a flight out of town. Here's a look at the misery map. According to FlightAware, there are more than 380 delays at DIA today, about 70 more flights canceled. So the snow is finished. The wind, though, is really the story. Here's a live look at I-70 near Lyman. Winds caused some tough driving conditions out on the eastern plains, where Colorado State Patrol has closed I-70 from Air Park Road just east of Aurora all the way to the Kansas border. That's a 160-mile stretch. That's something we kind of expected from this storm, according to our meteorologists. Our crack meteorologist. Here's a live look at Denver right now. You can tell it snowed a little bit. Not really, though. Things are drying out pretty quickly because of the sun. We could see more snow over the next few days.
It's funny you mentioned the misery map, because when I think of misery and maps, I think of Chris Bianchi.
So, he did say it was going to be miserable out east. He did predict that.
Yeah, if you had to be out driving this morning, if you were out walking around this morning, you were one of les miserables. The misery was out there for you.
It was not fun. It was not fun out there this morning, especially south and east of Denver. The good news is, I think in the metro area and really anywhere within about 50 miles of the metro area, things are much, much better than they were a few hours ago. But we were just talking about this a second ago. You head east of Denver, and that's where you start getting into the trouble because of the wind. It's the wind that is the big issue. The good news is that wind will relax for tonight. Sunshine returns tomorrow for us in Denver. In the mountains, though, more snow ahead starting tomorrow. Now, blizzard warnings for the eastern plains. That's in pink. And remember, for a blizzard, that has nothing to do with the amount of snowfall. That is the combination of snow with wind. That means that travel is very difficult. Highway 50, we've had closures, all sorts of closures here. Highway 50, 160, 385, Highway 40 there in the eastern plains. Forget about it. Travel is basically impossible out there at this point because of that combination of snow and wind. Temperatures have rebounded for us here in the metro area, but it's the wind chill that really matters. That's what you feel on your skin as you step outside. 11 degrees for us in Denver right now, some sub-zero readings. Good news is that snow is spinning away, still dealing with the wind left behind from it, but then we got more snow ahead for us here in the mountains starting tonight, starting tomorrow and lasting through tomorrow night. I'm going to have details on how much snow we can expect here in the mountains, and I'll give you a little hint. It's a lot, and how much that snow will make its way down into Denver. All that coming up in my full forecast.
Thanks, Chris. There could be another delay in the trial for the man who killed 10 people at Boulder King Soopers nearly 3 years ago. In November, the shooter pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity.
Yeah, and anytime that plea is entered, the state's Department of Human Services is required then to evaluate the suspect. And in this case, that has not yet happened. Our investigative reporter Kevin Vaughn is with us now. So, Kevin, what do we know about this latest delay?
Tom, some documents in this case have not been made public, so some of this is not yet entirely clear. But here's what is clear. The judge in this case ordered that evaluation be finished by today. It wasn't. Nearly 3 years have passed since a man opened fire at this grocery store, and now prosecutors are fighting to head off another delay in the case. A delay centered on his assertion that he was insane that day. Ahmad Alissa faces 10 counts of first-degree murder and 47 counts of attempted murder.
Cases involving issues of competency and then the plea of not guilty by reason of insanity always take time, and they're always frustrating for the victim.
Scott Robinson is a 9 News legal analyst.
What makes it far worse than a typical case is the seriousness of the allegations.
The case was already delayed 2 years before a judge ruled in October the man was competent to stand trial. After he pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, the Colorado Department of Human Services was ordered to complete an evaluation by today. It's not done, and DHS wants until the end of April to finish it.
It is entirely typical that the judge would set a deadline. What is not typical is that the Colorado Mental Health Institute in Pueblo is asking for close to 4 months, having just recently asked for an extension of time and indicating they can't get the report done.
Prosecutors accused DHS officials of waiting 3 weeks before choosing doctors and 3 more before requesting a delay so they could try to ask the suspect about the attack. Prosecutors said that delay would be devastating for the victims in this case. Jury selection is supposed to start August 5th. Now it's not clear whether that will happen. A hearing in this case was already scheduled for Friday afternoon. As a result of this filing, Boulder District Judge Ingrid Bakke has ordered the Department of Human Services to have a representative at that hearing to address the proposed delay. Tom?
When you take the highest of profile cases in the state, which this certainly is, and you talk about delays and the inability to execute some of the judge's orders, it's pretty shocking to hear how this case is proceeding or not proceeding, Kevin.
It is. The competency issue that held this up for a couple of years is a very long process. That was maybe not as surprising. I can tell you it sounds like from the filing of the district attorney, they were surprised by this request about 10 days ago to push this part of this evaluation back 4 months. All
right, it continues. Kevin, thanks. Right now we turn to a big national story we're following. Multiple people hurt following a gas explosion. This is downtown Fort Worth, Texas. That explosion happened at a hotel. You can see the scene there. Local police have blocked off several blocks in the area, and you see all the debris that has blown out into the street. Our sister station down in Dallas reporting at least 11 injuries. Of course, we continue to follow this developing story, and we'll share with you any information as it comes in as soon as we learn of it. This week, roads around the apartment building under construction that caught fire in Aurora might be reopening. That big intersection at Colfax and Peoria has been closed. That fire started more than 3 weeks ago. Firefighters are still investigating the cause of the fire. Crews began demolition last week due to the safety concerns. The investigation into the cause is being done in phases because of the potential that still exists for possible collapse.
In 2 days, a new legislative session begins in Colorado. The session will start on Wednesday. We are already getting a sense of a few issues that are going to come up, including caring for foster kids, tackling wage theft, and rising property taxes. Democratic Governor Jared Polis is set to deliver his State of the State address on Thursday at 11. The legislative session is scheduled to end May 8th. Our partners at Colorado Politics recently spoke to the governor ahead of his address. He says he plans to emphasize affordable housing, public safety, and education. The governor also noted the immigration crisis that Denver faces and said he's working with the White House and other governors to find solutions.
Right now, Woodland Park police are looking for an armed robbery suspect who apparently was dressed as an Amazon worker. Now, it all happened Saturday night at a hotel in Woodland Park. An employee says a man wearing a ski mask and an Amazon jacket showed a gun and demanded money. The man did get away with cash. Woodland Park police now working to get more information about a getaway car. Anyone with any information is asked to call police.
Today, DPS is starting a new program to help students get ready for college. 11th graders at district-managed schools can sign up for free SAT prep classes. It's an online program training students on test-taking strategies. Students meet 2 hours a week for 8 weeks before the SAT test in April. Registration is open until next Friday. It's now easier than ever for you to find a place to properly get rid of unused medication. Today, the State Health Department launched its new Take Back program through the My Colorado app. You can find the safe medication disposal under the Services tab. The new feature takes you to an interactive map that helps you find a drop-off location. Proper disposal of medication prevents the potential for accidents and misuse. Medications flushed down the toilet or thrown away in the trash can can contaminate water systems and threaten wildlife.
It was a big weekend for the National Western Stock Show as things kicked off this past weekend. Near record attendance. It's the 118th stock show, and it drew more than 107,000 attendees on Saturday and Sunday, just 2,000 shy of last year's record for that first weekend. Of course, the stock show is up for a while, running through the 21st. 9 News, a proud media partner of the Stock Show. A full guide of the Stock Show is available on our website at 9news.com. And today, members of the Martin Luther King Jr. Holiday Commission gathered for their annual press conference, previewing next week's parade. This year marking 40 years since Colorado officially recognized Martin Luther King Jr. Day. 2 years later, it was 1986 when the first parade was held, and it's happened every year since. This year's local theme is called Recapturing the Dream, which leaders say serves as a reminder that the dream Dr. King spoke of is still being worked towards.
Dr. King didn't do it alone. It took a group of people from all walks of life to make the dream a reality that we have yet to see as a reality.
The parade begins with an opening ceremony. That's 9:30 a.m. next Monday at City Park. It'll go down Colfax and then finish up at Civic Center Park, and it will be held rain, snow, or shine. Colorado, it's a pretty tough place to start a new business. There's a new report that says we're one of the most expensive states if you want to open a restaurant.
Our partners at the Denver Business Journal found this study by Restaurant Furniture. It looked at various costs an entrepreneur would need to spend in 1 year to run a restaurant, everything from rent to licenses and permits. One factor pushing Colorado so high, of course, is the rent, which averages about $26 per square foot per year. Another factor driving up costs for business is higher minimum wages, which just increased again this year. Colorado is also top 5 for cost of permits. California ranks the most expensive place to run a restaurant.
I think most of us go to a restaurant, we enjoy the food, the service, whatever else we're having there. You don't really think about what it costs. I mean, sometimes I worry about, those free breadsticks can be expensive.
If they're really good, we eat a lot of them. For me, it's the chips. It's a problem with the chips and salsa.
Well, the irony is if they're free and expensive, there's a problem
there might be a problem. It's one of those professions, though, I think it sounds so like a lot of jobs.
Looks like fun.
God, that sounds great and glamorous and exciting. And anybody that ever does it will tell you it's one of the hardest jobs you'll ever do. And it takes complete passion.
Yeah.
Full-on passion. 99% every single day, or 100%.
And success is hard in that industry.